Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing the info dump book tag, which I saw on Kaz from Cats and Cameras channel quite a while ago, so I will link her version and the original in the description so you can go and check those out. But I just think this is a really fun tag. I've got the questions on the screen just here, so that's where I'm looking, and yeah, let's get into it. So how many books on average do you read per month? This fluctuates quite a bit, somewhere between 10 and 20, which I realise is quite a wide range, but it depends how long the month is, it depends if I'm working, and it depends what I'm reading. So on the day that I'm filming this in February, so last month in January I read 20 books, which was really good. That's one of the best reading months I've had for ages. This month so far in February, at the time of filming this, I've read 5 books, and we're about halfway through the month, so it really does depend. However, I'm trying to talk without giving spoilers from my February wrap up because I've been doing some things with my TBR recently. What I've been reading this month has been more time consuming, let's say that. So yeah, it does really depend, but it does tend to be between 10 and 20 books a month. How many books are you on your TBR is question 2. At the moment I've just counted my physical TBR and there are 35 books on it. I only have a physical TBR. I don't read ebooks because I struggle with the screen. I spend too much time looking at the screen for work, so I prefer physical books. And audiobooks I have stopped listening to since the start of the pandemic. I used to listen to audiobooks on my commute to work, on my walk from where my car was to the office. I used to work in Central Bar, so I took a bit of a walk in, and then in my previous job I was out quite a bit for meetings and doing visits and things, so I used to listen as I was walking. Since the pandemic, obviously I'm not commuting, unless you count walking from my bedroom to the spare room, which I don't, and I just haven't got into the habit of listening to audiobooks whilst I'm working. I tend, whilst I'm working, to listen either to like ambient noise videos if it's something I need to concentrate on, or if it's something that needs less on my brain, I'll be watching Booktube. So yeah, audiobooks have kind of fallen by the wayside over the last 12 months, which I'm a little bit sad about, but I'm sure I'll come back to. But yes, at the moment on my physical TBR there are 35 books, which I'm pretty happy with. Question 3, how are your books organised on your shelves? Okay, so the books that you can see behind me, I've also got another bookshelf further down the room, and there's a bookshelf like up above this one, just a single row. These are all of my read books. These are all books that I've read and given either 4 or 5 stars and decided to keep for my collection. Upstairs I have my TBR shelves. I've got 3 shelves that are arranged on top of each other in a pyramid. If you follow me on Instagram, which is always linked in the description, you would have seen those because I post fairly regular shelfies. Those are my TBR shelves, so I keep my TBR and my read books separate, and that is basically where the organisation ends. As you can kind of see behind me, like some of them, like the Atwoods, all sit together, and these collections sit together, and I've got the Macmillan Library collection sits together. But other than that, I just kind of go with what looks good. So like in that stack, we've got, what is that one there? Oh, okay, so that's The Test, so that's like a weird little short dystopian novella. Then we've got Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Tales All the Way Down by John Green, that's a non-fiction book about Margaret Atwood. XX, I can't remember the author without turning around, which I'm not going to do. We've got Becoming by Michelle Obama, and then we've got Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare. So like none of those go together really, but I just like the way the spines look. So yeah, unread and read separate. Everything else is basically anarchy, and I just put it how I think looks nice, which I know really irritates some people, but these are my bookshelves. Question 4, which genres do you read most from? This is a really interesting one because I think I have a bit of a reputation on Booktube as being a thriller reader, and I do read thrillers, but when I was looking at my stats for last year, the biggest genre that I read was actually literary fiction, and that is definitely something I've moved into more since I joined Booktube. And I've been tracking my stats a lot more this year. I've actually got a physical journal that I've been writing things in, and last month I think nearly half of the books I read were literary fiction. So literary fiction is definitely a genre I read a lot of. The next one after that is non-fiction. I read quite a bit of non-fiction and have thoroughly been really enjoying exploring that genre. However, I do love a good thriller. I do love a bit of YA fantasy, as it turns out. Didn't know that was going to happen. That's a bit of a plot twist. So yeah, I think people think of me as a thriller booktuber, and like I said, I enjoy a thriller. I enjoy the dark stuff. You know, I enjoy a good like Karen Slaughter kind of thing. I enjoy a bit of like weird fiction bordering on horror. But if I look at the stats of what I'm reading, literary fiction seems to be my top genre at the moment, which I'm very much enjoying. Question 5. Which genres do you own most of? That's actually quite tricky. What do I own most of? Probably literary fiction. I mean, Atwood is all literary fiction. There's a bit of literary fiction there. So literary fiction / historical fiction. Do own quite a bit of historical fiction, some of which you can see here. And yeah, so probably literary fiction, historical fiction and thrillers. Although I don't tend to keep many thrillers because there aren't many thrillers that I want to go back to. That's the other thing with the books that I keep. I will only keep them if I gave it 4 or 5 stars and if I plan at some point to reread them, or if they're part of a collection. Like some of the Atwoods did not get 5 stars, but I want a complete set of her work, so I keep them. Okay, question 6. Which is your preferred form of reading? Whoops, I've kind of already answered this. Physical, audio or ebook, physical and a hardback, which I know is not a popular opinion. I love a hardback. I love the reading experience of the hardback. I love the weight of the book, and I think they look better on the shelves. I think these look nicer than these because you can see that I've cracked. Well, actually, you probably can't see it from here, but these spines are very much cracked. I am a spine cracker. Sorry. And you can't tell if it's a hardback. So yeah, for me, a physical hardback is always going to be like top tier reading experience. Question 7. Who is your most owned author? Yep, you can only see about half of the collection there. I have a complete set of her fiction works. She's definitely my most owned author. I think possibly after that would be William Shakespeare. You can only see half of them here because I've got the other half down here for my next video. But yeah, I own quite a bit of Shakespeare. And who else is probably quite owned on my shelves? Well, I've got the C.J. Sampson books. That's the full set of his series there, which is like 8 books. Yeah, 7 or 8 books. So yeah, they're probably the top 3. Right. Question 8. Describe your favourite writing style. Okay, so I prefer first person narrative because I like to be inside the head of the characters, and I do enjoy multiple perspectives as long as the first person narration is differentiated really well. Yeah, so probably first person, multiple narratives. Yeah, let's go with that. Which literary devices do you like / dislike? So let's talk about thrillers. I like a closed setting. I'm losing my voice from talking too much today. I like a closed setting. So like a kind of a locked room mystery, because then the perpetrator is somebody that you've already met. Love a bit of that. I like a good twist. There are a few books which I don't want to name because I don't want to ruin it, but I love it when you get near the end of a book and then you realise that what you've been reading all along is not what you thought it was. I love when books do that. Love it when a book like sweeps the carpet out from under my feet. We love that. What do I dislike in books? I am not a fan of insta-love. Insta-love can get in the bin. I much prefer a slow burn romance because then it feels a lot more realistic. I feel like I'm on board with the characters more. Yeah, insta-love is not for me. And people not being believed because of their mental illness, that can get in the bin. It's 2021. It is lazy writing. Let's not do that anymore. Wow, that was an opinion. Okay, question 10. Which character archetypes do you enjoy? Which ones do I enjoy? Should probably have thought about this tag a bit more before I sat down to film. So archetypes that I enjoy. I do enjoy a strong, sarcastic woman in fiction, probably because I am one. So characters like Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing or Lizzie Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, those kind of like strong, don't quite fit in the mould kind of female characters I'm always on board with. I also like a Katniss Everdeen kind of strong character, willing to do something and stand up for what they believe in. So yeah, I think that's probably it, because I kind of prefer books who do something a bit different. Although obviously there are only a certain number of stories in the world, so yes. Question 11. Which are your favourite book settings? So I love books about books because I am that booktube cliche, so we love books about books or books about readers. What other settings do I enjoy? Like I said, I enjoy a closed setting with a thriller. So like, you know, if the weather is bad outside or they are, I don't know, on an island, that kind of thing. I love a closed setting. I do love that kind of trope of the big house, like the big country pile, the big mansion, that kind of thing. That's always quite fun to read, and always gives a good setting. Which are your favourite, this is the last question, question 12, which are your favourite romantic and plot tropes? So, I don't read that much romance. I think aside from the Brown sisters, have I read any other romance in the last 12 months? I don't think I have. Not a big romance reader. I'm not a big fan of the traditional romance tropes, so things like the insta-love, like I said, that can get the bin. I'm not interested in that. I do like a slow burn romance. That's why I thoroughly enjoyed Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I love that. I also really enjoyed the second one, Take a Hint, Danny Brown, because both of the Brown sisters are very strong female characters who know what they want and what they don't want, but I felt like the character arc in Danny Brown was even better than Chloe. So I did very much enjoy those. Favourite romantic plot tropes, what do I like? I do love, you know, the moment where they kiss. That like big moment where in your head like the music is swelling and it's probably raining and all of that stuff. I do love a little bit of that, I can't lie. Okay, that's the tag. That was really fun. I'm going to tag Leanne Rose, Amy Myers and a book fiend named Mel. If you have watched this far, drop me a comment and let me know what your favourite romantic plot tropes are, because maybe I need to explore a bit more, or recommend me some romance. What do you think I would like? Yeah, that could be fun. Please subscribe if you would like more of this chaos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye.